I'm not here to tell you how to live a comfortable life. Comfort is the enemy. I'm here to tell you to get obsessed. I'm talking about an all-consuming fire inside of you that's not just about winning. It's about transforming yourself into a warrior who conquers every single day. People will tell you that obsession is unhealthy, that you need balance. Balance? That's for people who are satisfied with mediocrity. Do you think warriors seek balance when they're facing down their enemies? Hell no. They're all in, every single moment, because that's what it takes to win. And if you're not all in, you're out. You see, when you're obsessed with winning, every single decision you make is guided by that obsession. You don't have time for excuses. Excuses are lies we tell ourselves when we're not willing to put in the work. When you're obsessed, you're up before the sun. You're out there grinding while everyone else is still in bed. You're pushing your limits, testing your boundaries, and every day you get stronger. Every day you get better. But here's the truth. They'll try to break you. Life, circumstances, people, they'll all try to break you. They'll throw everything they got at you to see if you'll fold. And you know what you do? You take it. You take every punch, every setback, every failure, and you use it as fuel. You use it to feed that obsession. Winning isn't a sometime thing. It's an all-the-time thing. It's not about being the best when it's easy. It's about being the best when it's hard. It's about being relentless, ruthless with your own weaknesses, and never giving an inch. It's about understanding that every single day is a battle, and you either win or you lose. There's no middle ground. Being obsessed with winning means embracing the grind, the pain, the struggle. It means becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable. You see, most people shy away from discomfort. They avoid it like the plague. But not you. You're different. You run towards it. You embrace it because you know that the path to greatness is paved with suffering and sweat. You've got to fall in love with the process. Winning isn't just about the finish line. It's about the blood, sweat, and tears you pour into getting there. It's about those early mornings when the world is still asleep and you're out there putting in the work. It's about the late nights when everyone else is resting and you're pushing yourself to the limit. It's about the times when you feel like you've got nothing left and you dig deep to find that last ounce of strength. When you're obsessed with winning, failure is not an option. But here's the kicker. You will fail. You will fall. You will face setbacks that make you question everything. And that's where the obsession comes in. It's not about never falling down. It's about getting back up every single time, no matter how many times it happens. It's about looking failure in the face and saying, "You can't stop me. I'm unstoppable." Obsession means resilience. It means you're not afraid to put everything on the line. It means you're willing to do whatever it takes, no matter how hard, no matter how long. It means you've made a pact with yourself to never quit, to never give in, because you know that the only way to truly win is to keep fighting, to keep pushing, to keep grinding. But let me tell you something else. Obsession is lonely. It's a path that few are willing to walk. You'll lose friends. People won't understand you. They'll think you're crazy. They'll try to pull you back into mediocrity because your dedication makes them uncomfortable. But that's the price you pay. That's the cost of greatness, because this is the moment that separates the talkers from the doers, the pretenders from the real warriors. What you do when no one is watching defines who you truly are. It's easy to perform when the spotlight's on you, when the crowd is cheering, when you've got the eyes of the world on you. But what happens when the cameras are off? When there's no applause, no recognition, no one to pat you on the back? That's when the real work begins. The true measure of your character is how you act in the dark, in the silence, in the solitude. It's the grind that happens behind closed doors, the sweat that falls on empty gym floors, the hours spent perfecting your craft when no one else cares. Because here's the truth: champions are made in the shadows. They're forged in the moments that no one else sees. You see, most people only give their best when others are watching. They crave the validation, the approval, the acknowledgement. But real warriors, real winners, they're different. They're driven by something deeper, something more profound. They don't need the spotlight to push them. They don't need an audience to motivate them. They've got a fire burning inside them that nothing and no one can extinguish. When no one is watching, that's when you find out what you're really made of. That's when you have to dig deep, push harder, go further, because it's not about proving something to others. It's about proving something to yourself. It's about knowing that when the time comes, you've done everything in your power to prepare. You've left no stone unturned, no opportunity wasted. Think about the greats: Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Serena Williams. They didn't become legends because they performed well in front of a crowd. They became legends because of the relentless work they put in when no one was around. The countless hours of practice, the early mornings, the late nights. That's where greatness is born. So ask yourself, what are you doing when no one is watching? Are you putting in the work? Are you pushing yourself to the limit? Are you giving it your all every single day, even when there's no one to see it? Because that's what it takes. That's what separates the average from the extraordinary. And let me tell you something else. When you push yourself in those moments of solitude, you build a resilience, a toughness that nothing can break. You become unshakable, unbreakable. You become a force to be reckoned with because you know that you've done the work. You've paid your dues. You've earned the right to stand tall, to be proud, to claim your victory. So don't seek validation from others. Don't wait for someone else to acknowledge your efforts. Acknowledge yourself. Be your own biggest fan, your own toughest critic. Hold yourself to the highest standard, even when no one is around to see it. The path to greatness is lonely. It's filled with challenges, obstacles, and moments of doubt. But it's in those moments when no one is watching that you have the chance to rise above, to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. And guess what? It's worth it. Every sacrifice, every tear, every drop of sweat, it's all worth it. Because when you cross that finish line, when you achieve what you set out to do, there's no feeling like it in the world. That's the feeling of victory. That's the feeling of knowing you gave it your all and came out on top. So, I challenge you today. Embrace the obsession. Let it consume you. Let it drive you. Get out there and conquer. Be the one who defies the odds, who silences the doubters, who shows the world what true dedication looks like.